Hey.
Okay. Feels like I'm running down a one-way street. In every direction. I need heaven to show me just a little affection. One Wing by Jordan Sparks in 2012. I think about my life and where I am at this point, and the events that molded me into who I am today. Many things and even people have come and gone in my life, but the one thing that has remained since I was a little girl is the timid voice of mine that could actually be heard when I sing. You see, singing is a deep-rooted and is connected to pure joy. I can remember watching my mother and sister sing and practice their old school jams. I knew just from watching them that singing would be my passion. I could never help myself when it came to singing. When I first started singing, I was painfully shy. I could never sing in front of anyone, at least not alone. My first choir class was the beginning of it all. I was very eager to start singing and learning new things about music. So, I'm in this choir class, and our first concert is coming up. This would be my very first time singing in front of anyone. Granted, it wasn't by myself. If so, I would have been very terrified. But I was very excited for this moment. My classmates and I had been practicing for weeks upon weeks. I was feeling very confident about the night ahead. I was thinking, I got this. Sing your songs out loud and proud. So I get to where my class is supposed to meet, and I start talking to friends, getting extra excited. My teacher gets us all lined up. We go out on stage and start singing. I'm doing good so far. Our songs are going great. My family is smiling at me. Things are going great until we get to this one song I knew I was having trouble with. This song in particular had a lot of R words. As a child, I had a speech impediment, to where I wouldn't pronounce the R in the words I was saying. As you can imagine, I am already a little scared of the song because of how I may mispronounce things. So I have become very shy with this particular song choice. But I continue to remind myself to sing loud and proud. So I went for it. When we got to the line, peace and love in the world, I was the loudest voice so everyone heard. Peace and love in the world. Mind you, most of the audience were parents and siblings. So they thought it was adorable. My siblings, on the other hand, thought it was hilarious. They laughed about that forever. They still do till this day. The reason I bring this story up is not to share the cuteness or the embarrassment on my part, but to share the day I got my stage fright. After that day, I held back singing louder in choir. If I was singing alone, I did it quietly in my room. As my life moved on, singing continued to be a part of who I am as a person. At the age of 9, I auditioned for a show choir called All City. The school I was attending at the time had only 6 slots. I was one of 6 chosen out of 50 students auditioning. The day brought joy and a little more confidence. After finishing All City, I continued to sing. I was very bashful still, but slowly overcoming my stage fright. One day, my family and I had to attend a wedding, not only because he was a family member, but my dad was singing at the wedding. So we go to this wedding. The time comes when my dad has to sing in front of all these guests. Some of them he didn't even know. When my dad started to sing this song, I could feel what the song meant. I could see the emotion he put into the song. That day, I thought to myself, one day I'm going to be just like him. I thought that was the most courageous thing, being able to sing the way he did in front of so many people. So after the wedding, my mom and I drove back home together. The wedding was out of town, so the drive home was 2 hours. On the drive, I remember asking my mom what the song was Dad was singing at the wedding. Surprisingly, she had the song on a CD. I remember being so shy in front of her, and she would restart the song and say, "Come on, Meek, you gotta sing the song like you mean it." And as I was getting better and better, my mom kept cheering me on. That and many more brought the biggest day of my life at the age of 17. After so many years of getting over my fear of singing in front of others, I made the choice that would change everything, or so I thought. I auditioned for American Idol. That day alone was the biggest achievement vocally for me. I had overcome the fear and went and sang in front of producers, managers, with 100,000 people behind me, and was able to be heard in the entire CenturyLink Stadium. No, I didn't make it through to more rounds, but I knew I made it through a lifetime round of fear. As my journey continues, I plan to keep fighting my fear of singing on stage. My next stop will be America's Got Talent in December. Woo! And then if you guys all want to wave at the camera.